Hello and welcome back. This is Kai Rubix and we're playing Planet Coaster. And in our last episode, we worked on the skyscraper building city land. I think someone said we could call this Megapolis. Megapolis? Megpolis? Megapolis! Yes. So this could be the new area. But this one we're not going to focus on yet. I kind of want to go ahead and work on something else. And as far as you can tell, this is not a time-lapse episode, so we're going to be giving a quick tour of the other land. So trying not to reveal it. I think you probably already saw it anyway. But going back to the main plaza and going on the left-hand side, we can see, of course, the pirate area. Yes, if there's anything else that we don't have. But let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and tell a little bit about the story. The whole story. What else was I going to say? Anyway, I did want to make it, like, lively. I want to make everything about it. Like, there has to be a story about it, not just like, it's a pirate village. Put pirate stuff in it, and that's it. So we're going to go ahead, and that's why I didn't want to make this time-lapse, so we can go ahead and give a nice bit of tour about our pirate village. Now, and upon entering the... I don't know, I guess it's an abandoned fort, or I guess, no, it's not an abandoned fort, no. It is it is a colonial Spanish fort, lively, of course, still active. It is not abandoned, although there could be, if you see in the distance. We'll go in peep view here. It's one of the things I like talking about, all about theme parks, that long in the distance, you can see probably something looming, something mysterious. Something that your guests will see upon entry and that they want to go ahead and meander through these paths to find their way up to this mysterious structure. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and continue. So yes, this is going to be an active Spanish colonial setting, just recently established on this island, which probably has more secrets lurking deep within its island, in its jungles. But it's a nice, lively town. You can see going in through here. We have a nice little church. And, of course, the gift shop, which we will get back to. Don't worry. But, yeah, I drew a lot of inspiration with New Orleans Square, but, of course, making it more Spanish colonial. And, of course, the new Shanghai Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean area has a lot of influence. And we can see here it's a nice little outdoor restaurant. Fortunately, we don't have any real tables yet, so I tried to theme it as much as a marketplace as I can. You can see little fruit baskets and whatnot, and zooming out, it kind of looks like a marketplace. I hope it gives off that vibe here. But yeah, that is the nice little open Spanish colonial, very busy town. But we can see here that it goes off into the jungle, into the mysterious pirate island, so to speak. And we come to our first ride. Our first ride, of course, is the Octopus. But the backstory, of course, it is somehow a guard, or like, yeah, a guardian, so to speak. So you can see all these shipwrecks, oddly enough, next to what do you call that? A lighthouse, yeah. Which kind of prevents them from, crashing. It's kind of like ironic or not really doing its job. But of course, the Octopus here is basically the guardian of the island for pirates. I guess we could say that. But of course, it's one of our first flat rides for the guests to view. And of course, you can still see that looming structure in the back, but we will get to that later. And we'll just go ahead and back inside. I think I did something inside here. Hopefully I did. Just to give a little bit of... Oh yeah, I did. Just put some little props here. If you'll notice, there's some light. This blue light beaming down. It really looks much better at night. I guess it'll just give off the fact that it's like a hole in the cave. And there's like, the moonlight coming out from the cave. Lighting the cave. But we'll probably see that more in the other ride that we'll be going to, but not just yet. Let's just go ahead and just cut through out here, back out, and then we'll go out here into this now, I would say, sort of abandoned, somewhat abandoned fort. I guess you could see that this is where they hung the pirates and, you know, tortured them or whatever, whatnot. Whatever pirates they captured. And this is where we'll go to the main attraction of the land, but not just yet. No, that one I actually want to save later because there's another. I wanted to do an interesting story on that one. But we're going to go and go to the final ride of the land, which is, of course, this pirate swinging ship. And, of course, I have its own kind of funny, I guess, story of why this is all here. So it does look like a dry dock, or like at least the place where people build ships. And, of course, the Spanish colonials were building it. And, of course, it's finally finished, but there's one problem. There's rocks kind of blocking the way to the ocean, and they can't set sail without it. So, in a rather smart, very genius, if I might say so myself, way, you can see there they're going to try to fling the ship onto the ocean by building this giant rig and trying to fling the creation onto the into the ocean. Yeah. It's my really genius, yes, I know, sarcasm, genius way of explaining why this thing is rocking back and forth. It's not quite in the ocean, so of course it's not the tides or the waves, you know, battering this old brigade. Brigade? I don't even know the word. Whatever, ship. We'll just say that. And a few quick tips if you want to know a little bit about me. I actually used to operate one of these things. That sound right there, hold on. That sound right there, it's so authentic. Oh man, they put so much attention to detail. I remember always having to load the people in, and funny enough, the way that this thing operates, at least the one that I was operating, there was like a pedal where you had to go ahead and keep your foot on, and if for any reason while the ride's going and you take your foot off, it e-stops the whole ride. I've done that a couple of times before in stopping people's rides. Of course, I just give them a free ride. There's nothing to it. But yeah, it brings back a load of memories. I did love operating this ride. It was really fun. But anyway, enough of this nostalgia. I just want to go ahead and just look at a few more details of this nice little dry dock as it comes to a nice slow end. And I like that nice touch that almost every ride has its own soundtrack. When, of course, when it starts up and it stops, it's just like a really nice little detail. I love it so much. So much stuff about this game. Can't wait for it all to be released. And I would just finished watching their new live stream about their new pathing system. Oh my god, it's just I just can't wait. Yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead and go back, and we're finally gonna go and give a little bit of detail about this ride right here. Now in this one, it is my take on the legend of the Flying Dutchman, and we're gonna get a little bit more detail into that. Just gonna go ahead and explain a little bit about this ride. First of all, I wanted to go ahead and put the story in the queue. So as you're waiting in line, you get to reveal more and more about this ride and what it's all about. So we're going to go ahead and go in slowly as guests. Probably even give you some tidbits about what I was going to do as well. For instance, on the right here, I wanted to make an extended queue, just like, you know, since it is it's a dungeon, well, not a dungeon, but a fort. And I just wanted to make a quick extended queue out here. But I guess that didn't really work out. So I just quit that and immediately headed the ride, or at least the queue, into what appears to be a tavern. Of course, it's not really a tavern. I tried to make it as close to a tavern as I possibly could. You see there are some tables and benches there. And we have, this one is probably an integral part of the story, the sea shanties. So yeah, these people, these audience, performers, sing sea shanties of the legendary Flying Dutchman. So it gives the crowd or the audience some bit of information about the ride, and of course the legend of what they're about to ride. So if they were speaking or singing real songs, it would be about the sea shanties of the legendary Flying Dutchman. And we're just going to go ahead and just look a little bit more in this tavern. I did like a nice, what do you call this? The chandelier, yeah. Anyway, so then we were finished out here. Of course, before I go into hold on, there's of course going to be a captain of the Flying Dutchman, the Pirate King, of course, which we will get to in the next area of the queue, which is outside in this pirate village. And you can see how I kind of built it. It looks very rugged, kind of not really broken down, but you can definitely tell that pirates lived here. You can see that some of their buildings are made of old shipwrecked pirate pieces, or pirate ship pieces. And of course in the middle is the legendary Pirate King, who was once the captain of the Flying Dutchman. So again, it's that, you know, ominous feeling like, oh, this is the guy that was the captain of what we're going to ride on, so to speak. Giving those guests a quick ride, or information about what's going on. And then, of course, they finally meander into what appears to be a cave system. And in this cave system is supposed to be the docking area or hideout of all the Flying Dutchman's secret treasures that they've pilfered and plundered. And let's see here. Unfortunately, you can't really see. I don't really want to go in the dark. But oh man, you know, let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and cut the video here real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and see what this thing looks like in the dark. Alright, and we're back, and you can see that the tone of this area is a bit more eerie, a little more atmospheric. And of course you can see more of that nice moonlight using the spotlights hitting the treasure, and of course the secret, what do you call that? Dinghy? I guess. Basically it gets off the boat, of course, and goes through this cave, or this water cave, into this secret stash for the Flying Dutchman's treasures. And of course we go ahead and we meander up. Let's go ahead and do this without cutting out into the outside here ever so slowly. I know it's dark, but oh wait, better yet, let's go ahead and switch. Yeah, that's better. And of course we make it to the Pirate King's secret chambers, where the Flying Dutchman docks. Yeah, of course, the Flying Dutchman's a huge giant ship, but in reality it is a floorless roller coaster. Very nice theming indeed. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's enough. I guess that's enough about what we could show about inside here. We'll get to the ride a little bit later, but of course we're gonna go ahead and go through the exit. Try to theme the exit as much as I could. That's what I like about Planet Coaster. Oh, too far. I'm stuck in the floor. Ah, there we go. You can get so much into detail that even like these simple buildings can get so much detail. And of course, it won't be a theme park or a ride. Ah, went through the floor again. Okay, here we go. It wouldn't be a theme park ride without exiting through a gift shop. And then this is the area where you can go and see your photo op. Yeah, those are, don't mind the bars on the plasma screen TVs. That's nothing to see. And of course it exits out right here in the, let's go back to the normal view. Of course, into the shop that I showed you earlier. Right in this area here. And of course where the station was just in was right there in this awesome looking, oh, here, let's stop here. Ah, there we go. Looks like a wreckage, but it's actually the Pirate King's castle hideaway that they built themselves, of course. And yes, I did mention that this ride is a floorless B&M coaster. We will ride it later, but you can see we are in the process of theming it all. I think in the next video, that time, we'll go ahead and do a time-lapse video of how we're going to go ahead and theme all this area from here all the way down, giving it some more pirate-looking themes. But let's go ahead and just give a quick run-through of what the guests experience. We're not going to ride it yet, of course, because it doesn't look complete, or at least doesn't, you know, it looks empty, and I'd rather not, you know, have it ride now. But we can go ahead and do a quick run-through. I guess we can wait. Let's see, where's the train? Huh. I guess there's not that many people waiting in line for it yet. Let's see, how many? Huh. Well, we can go through with it without it riding, unless it goes now. Ah, there it goes. Awesome. Alright, there we go. So, comes out of the castle through this cave structure. And then just like on the Leviathan, I believe, or the Hydra. The Hydra. It goes into its first inversion even before the lift hill meeting the Kraken. Barely escaping it. And of course going slowly turning. I thought at first when I was building this wasn't going to make the chain lift. Kind of slows down here, but it made it. Going up the lift hill. Ever so slowly. And any time now. I guess contemplating your mistake of going on this roller coaster. Or not mistake, you know, your impending fun. And of course at the very top we have that famous hill almost all B&Ms have, because I was told that it was to relieve the tension on the chain into its first drop into the second and third inversion of the Cobra roll. There it goes, very nice. And then it goes back down up for a 0G roll. Rather smooth one actually, even though it was made not in turn, or you know, without the actual track piece just twisting it around. Of course it goes over to overbank turn, goes a few ejector air times here and there, and then it goes off into the brake run. Giving people a bit of a break until it goes back down to another drop. Into a seat pushing helix, back up into an intertwining corkscrew, which was kind of difficult to make. I mean, the corkscrews and the pre-made corkscrews are just so tiny and small, they just don't really work well. So of course you have to kind of fight with the system and try to, you know, turn these things ever so slightly. But anyways, done with that inversion and back into the brake run. Of course we're going to be making the loading, or the, what do you call that? The warehouse where we keep extra trains. And back into the station, of course. Alright, so it looks like that seems to be it. Let's go ahead and finish off with a final full view of our land. About the Pirate Island, I guess we can call it for now. But yeah, let's go ahead and end this video here. Hopefully you guys like this little tour of our Pirate Island. And hopefully in the next video we're going to do a time lapse of how we built this. If you can, like and subscribe, that would be very helpful. And we'll see you guys again next time.